Good morning, Maggie.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm ready to roll with April Doula Month.
So, as we said in our little intro, we're doing a quick little timbits, if you want to call them that, of information on what end of life doulas do or death doulas do and what services we offer. So, they're going to be short and sweet on Friday and Wednesdays throughout the month of April. And today is our first session on providing information. So, we're going to let Maggie talk about the services that typically an end of life or a death doula would offer. So, what services do you offer at Whispers of Wisdom?
Well, as I said before in our little intro, each doula is independent. Each doula comes up with what they want to serve their clientele with. And for mine, I have a variety of services that I offer, but not everybody needs to make use of every service. I go in and allow people to choose what they're looking for because this isn't my journey, this is their journey. So, of the services that I offer, there's Reiki, there's meditation and mindfulness, there's aromatherapy, there's self care consultations, there's legacy planning, active listening. Listening is a very important part of what we do because oftentimes with the dying, people don't listen. So, active listening, caregiver support, grief support, death plan assistance. What do you want your death to be like? That's something that oftentimes people don't even think about. They don't know that they have a choice. They think that this is just happening to them. But no, you can create the death plan that you want. We also work on vigil planning, funeral, memorial, and ritual planning. And I go to wherever my clients need me to go, whether it's at their home, the hospital, a nursing home. It's in person wherever you need me to be. Well, right now, not necessarily in person.
Once
But yeah,
again,
the services are as varied and as individual as every client. So
perfect.
there you go.
So that's the services that Maggie offers. That guiding hand, my services are very similar to the same services that Maggie offers. It's important to note, though, that when you become certified as a death doula, there is a certain amount of training that's required, and those are basically the foundation of the skills. So we're talking about grief support, visual planning, assistance with funeral planning. So there's some core values that the course teaches you. And then, as Maggie said, as a death doula, you can go off and you can zone in on a specific area that you feel like you excel in, or you can add to. So guiding hand, I don't do aromatherapy. However, if I had someone who wanted aromatherapy, it would be my job as a doula to connect with someone and to offer my client that service through my connections and my network. So a lot of holistic skills are brought in depending on what the client wants. So very good. The other thing I wanted to just make a point of is that when Maggie says you don't have to do all the services, she's absolutely right. It's almost like, how could I describe it? Like a corporate business. As a consultant, I would go in, I would look at the data that they have and do a needs assessment on what they need. And then I would put together a plan for that specific company. So if you look at it as someone dying, it's kind of the same. We would go in, we would meet with the families, or the dying person, and or both, and then we'd put together a plan of action for them, and we would offer them the services that we felt necessary or we felt that would fit into their lives, into what they're doing. So great. We do offer all those services, very well needed. So do you have a vision statement or a mission statement at Whispers of Wisdom?
I certainly do.
Well, let's hear.
Whispers, Whispers of Wisdom's vision statement is to create a safe, loving, positive environment where people can die with dignity. We want people to live life to the fullest while you're dying. That it's not just about dying, it's about living until the last moment that you live. We also advocate for the dying. That is part of my mission, to advocate for the dying. And probably one of the biggest things that I have on my mission that I'm involved with the most right now is to bring death and dying out of the darkness. That's what I do most right now, because people are afraid to talk about death and dying because, well, if we talk about it, then obviously it's going to happen. Not true. If we talk about it and bring it out of the darkness, it's less scary. Death is going to happen, as we said the other day. It's inevitable. Death is going to happen to every single one of us, but it doesn't have to be a scary place of being alone and not being able to talk about it.
That's a good point, because death is always, when you look at it, even ourselves, it's scary. The reason it's scary is because we don't want to part from our loved ones. But you're absolutely right. If we look at it while we're healthy and, get a little bit of a plan going, it does make it easier to live while we're here and live well. So at Guiding Hand, I also have a mission statement, and mine is to inspire, empower, and support through education and training and compassionate care. So kind of in line with just what Maggie's is as well. And I think most of us as death doulas have very similar mission statements. And you're right now it's really about advocating for the dying and, bringing it to the light, educating people that, this is what death doulas do. So before I let everyone go, we have just rhymed over the services. The next session, we'll dive a little bit deeper into the services that we offer, and we'll discuss a few of them in a little bit more depth. But before we end this call, I just want to read what I found on the internet that kind of aligns with both of our mission statements. So I have to put my glasses on so I can see here. So I found this wonderful statement that says the role of a death midwife or death doula is to educate and empower families to exercise their innate right to care for their dead. So that's a pretty powerful statement as well. Death midwives or doulas provide emotional, spiritual, and physical support at an intensely personal and critical time. So you can see right there, Maggie, that we're very aligned with what the actual death doula movement is about. It is about educating and supporting those families through those critical personal times, right? It's a blessing being asked by someone if you can provide services for them. I always look at that as, wow, that is such a blessing to be able to walk down this path with you and your family
Right.
in this difficult time. So before we go and everybody has a happy Easter, did you want to add anything?
Just that, like you said, not only is it a blessing, but I look at it as a sacred event. Journeying with somebody on their journey of death, I take very serious. To me, it is a sacred event in their life. And I'm privileged when asked to go there with them.
Absolutely. Okay.
And what better day to talk about death than on Good Friday?
Absolutely, right? So the next session will be on Wednesday. We will be posting, we record them and post them after the fact. It just makes it a little easier. So we will do that. Our next one will be Wednesday, and I hope you're enjoying our little bit of information that we're providing to friends, family, and the general public. So have a great Easter if you celebrate Easter. If not, have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the weather, whatever it may be. And just count your blessings every day. Be grateful for something. Thanks, Maggie.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.